So down here is where I record all of my content. Everything that I've worked on so far has been shot down here. So I got the camera flipped. Right here, I basically just have a bunch of different racks of random clothing. There's really nothing special there. It's just a bunch of odd stuff that I don't use consistently, just for some videos, a lot of bold stuff. And then over here is where I have the studio. This is like a fabric here that basically dampens the sound, and I have one over there as well. But this is where I do all the videos. This is where I've recorded everything. This gray backdrop right here I used to have one up here on the walls, but I decided to move down to this corner because I just like the way it looks better. Right here is the primary setup of where I record all of my videos. I usually sit in front of the camera right there, and then I sit in that chair, and this is where I do all the main videos. I have a few big lights here. There's one right there that's actually supposed to go right here. Normally that's there and it's a lot lower, but that's like the normal setup for when I'm sitting down. So usually I sit there and then I have the background and that's what you guys see on the camera. Just moving over here, I have a rack of clothes. This is where I keep all the stuff that I wear, primarily more my dressy stuff. A bunch of white dress shirts because I wear those a lot, and then an extra camera, deodorant, that kind of stuff. Then I have just a shoe rack here. There's nothing special there. And then come over here and there's a mirror. I gotta have a mirror so that I know like what I look like before I start shooting. So that's just another feature. Then we have the gray backdrop. It's a seamless backdrop. I got this a couple of years ago, maybe a year ago, because it's a lot smoother than the old cotton drop that used to be right there. And then over here I have just a simple rack. This is where I have more of the stuff that I wear, or props and stuff that I'm talking about, in video clothing that I'm talking about. And then another thing I wanted to point out is right here, usually a watch is not on there, but I usually just have my iPad or a notebook, and that's where I have my notes for the video. I recently switched to the iPad just to digitize, to take up less paper, and it's a lot more convenient to just type out the scripts than to do those on paper. The camera that I use is a Canon M50. It has a flip out screen, which is a pretty nice feature. But yeah, this is the primary setup for when I do record videos. I love this setup. I love the camera. It works very well. It's a very nice camera. This mic up here is not the audio that you hear in most of the videos, because this is what I used to use, but I use this now as a backup. Currently, I use a lavalier mic as well as a recorder. So that's what I've been using. But this main light up here is my favorite. It fills in a lot of the light on my face and stuff, and it just looks very good. And then these bad boys, I've had these lights, these bulbs for a very long time. They've always been reliable. And down here, I'm gonna show you one of the things. Let's get there. So I'm horrible at managing cords. I don't trip on any of this stuff, but it's usually just a bunch of cords down here when I do record. So if you know a system that works better to manage those cords, then let me know. Then if I use the gray backdrop, I have this back fill light. I want to get a light that goes up here. I think it would be a lot better to have just an overhead light, some sort of light that matches the shade in those lights. So that's going to be the next thing that I work on. And there's one more thing that I want to show you. So this, basically what it does is I can let this up with this little lever that's right there. So if I come over here and I start pulling this up, then the mat moves up. And so I usually leave it down because I don't have any other colors, but if I wanted to, I could put a rack there and a rack there. So guys, that is a tour of my studio. Now I'm on the gray backdrop, but I kind of want to talk a little bit about the price of all this stuff, because you're probably wondering, how much is all this? Honestly, this is all under $1,000. Probably I've only spent about $600 on the backdrop, the lights, the racks for the clothes, the pads or the soundproofing pads on the ceiling and on the sides. All this stuff was pretty affordable, but the only thing that really is going to cost you the most is going to be your camera and your microphone. Those are going to be the most expensive things that you spend money on with your studio, but you don't really need all this to start. All you need is a camera, your room, a good microphone. People are more likely to click off of a video because of bad sound. So make sure that when you do decide to do something like this, make sure your sound is the top priority. You can get away with bad looking footage, but you can't go cheap on the sound. So guys, that's today's video. I'll have everything that I can think of that I have down here. I'll have it linked in the description, Amazon affiliate links. Those help out the channel. That's basically the video. If you're motivated to do something, if you want to give this kind of work a try, do it, give it a try. You can't go wrong. And if everything else fails, you can always sell all this stuff. Like if I wanted to stop recording videos, I could sell the backdrop, I could sell the brackets on the wall, I could sell the pads, I could sell these lights, the camera, I can get all of my money back. And so it's really going to be a good investment, and I just love doing these videos. So if you have any questions about my setup, the stuff I use, let me know below. Also, let me know down below if you want me to make other videos like on the tech that I use, my different tech recommendations. I will do some stuff like that as well as the style videos. And with that being said, please be sure to like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you guys in the next video.